Looking for a way to connect in the sports world during these unprecedented times? Or you wanted to showcase your talent? Then sign up for a free account at www.watchmylights.com. My Lights is a social media sports platform that provides all users with a free way to communicate and share sports highlight videos with anyone around the world. So whether you're a coach and want to easily recruit for your players, an athlete and want to showcase yourself, a parent, grandparent, or sports enthusiast, My Lights has you covered. Users can create a free account to share highlight videos, chat, post, and follow other users. My Lights is the new free social media sports platform the sports world has been waiting for. So go to www.watchmylights.com and get started now. Hey, what up? Hey, so as y'all can see, we got AJ Smoke sitting in for Coach KP until Coach KP get back with us here shortly. So AJ, got a
Yes.
question for you, man. So I see you started your off-season training for basketball, getting ready for 7-8U again next year.
Yes,
How's
sir.
that going? How your training going?
It been good,
It's been good.
sir.
What are some of the areas you've been focusing on? Like you've been focusing on shooting, ball handling. What you been focusing on?
Yeah, at the gym, at one of our window, I was working on my handles, my right handles and my left handles.
How's that left handle coming?
It's coming real soon, but I'm probably gonna start. So when I get the whip, I'm probably gonna go down the floor with my left hand dribbles.
I seen you been going behind your back. You starting to develop your handle some a little bit more, going
Yeah,
behind.
yep.
Yeah.
I learned how to go behind my back,
Okay.
but
How that you?
the one I gotta work on is going between the legs.
Legs. Okay. And how your shooting going?
It's going good.
It's going good.
I was sending shots at one of the longest middle.
You think you can shoot better than your daddy?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Nah, you can't shoot better than your daddy. You probably can shoot better than Caleb, but you can't shoot better than your daddy.
Yes, I can. I can beat both of y'all.
So AJ, who's the best Brooks in the house?
Me.
You think you the best Brooks in the house?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I hear you, boy.
We're gonna have to put that to the test one day, AJ.
Okay.
To the test. Who's the best Brooks in the house? I don't know. You got to get through before you get to Pops. You got to get through Caleb Rose first. You got to beat Caleb Rose to play Pop. You saying that with a lot of confidence. Yeah. All right. We'll see how it goes.
AJ, this the question I want to ask you.
What?
How many times have you beat Kaylin?
10.
I don't think you ever beat her.
10.
You beat her 10 times?
Yes. So the next time we go to one of the middle, I'm gonna beat her in the basketball challenge, which is we're gonna do a 3-point contest, a 2-point, and a better layups.
Better layups, okay.
3-point,
3-point,
and layup.
So yeah. I'm gonna ask you a question. Yesterday, you got to go to watch some basketball yesterday. Is there anything that you learned by sitting there watching those games yesterday?
I learned how they was like doing the move for the right hand, like crossing over.
I mean, you ain't seen nobody play no defense?
Yeah, I saw them playing defense. Yeah, they was doing the ball a lot too, and they was dunking.
They was dunking?
And then the best thing I love that when they were shooting 3-pointers, like it felt like when I be in high school, I'm probably gonna shoot 3-pointers and dunk like that.
That's what's up. I tell you this, I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you in middle school. I tell you that. That's what we're gonna put on the show.
Well, all right, that's your time there, Chief. We was glad to have you and continue your off-season training. And you need to listen to the people that's training you. And don't be hard-headed.
You don't only want to be hard-headed in the house.
Oh, no, Lord.
But
You right.
Listen.
You right. I'm sorry. You right. All right. You right about that. Ooh, Lord. You right. William Maddox, you right. I ain't never did no dunking now. I ain't never did no dunking. All right, AJ, it was good talking to you. Continue work, get ready for school tomorrow, and go be a good student.
Okay.
So we'll get some updates next week.
All right. I'm probably gonna get the new jersey number, like number 1.
Number 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right, AJ.
We appreciate you. AJ out.
All right. See you later, my boy. Don't get him all that, y'all. AJ, that boy so hard headed, man.
That's AJ Smoke.
Man, listen. I had that joke in the gym today, and he just hard headed, man. He hard headed. All I can say is he has his hard headedness. He has it honest.
But it's good he in the gym, man. Like he enjoy going through the training and stuff like that.
Well, one thing I can say about him now, he doesn't mind getting in the gym. He doesn't, and he wakes up and want to go, which is fine with me, because he actually wants to do it. And so I mean I have no problem with taking him.
Yeah.
I hope so, man. He does have all the confidence in the world. But he works, man. He get in there and he works. And that's why I kind of played him up this year, with the 7 to 8 year olds. So he can get beat up a little bit and figure out if that's something that he want to do and see if he's willing to take on the challenge of competing. And he did. He competed, man. But he just so hard headed, man. He hard headed. No boy hard headed, man. But I mean, I understand he's only 6, but
for the age of 6, man, he got a great understanding of the game for his age.
Well, thing about it is he sat down and he actually, the game that he did sit down and watch, he sat down and watched that Jonesboro Eagles Landing game. He sat there and he watched that game. And that's something that you rarely would see 6-year-old do with that much time, going on. And he actually sat there and he watched the game. He was actually cheering for Jonesboro, because they had the black and red, the demon colors, as he said. But but he actually sat there and watched the game, man, and cheered and kind of just talked a little bit about demon stuff or might say something here there, but he wants to do it. I ain't gonna stop him from doing it, man.
That's right. That was a pretty good game. Eagles landed.
Man, that was a great game. Coach Elliott, man, is back in the championship game again, against Tri-Cities, which was another good game. They went in overtime as well with Calhoun. Man, that game was a good game. They traded blows all game long. They finished the game. I mean, they started the game. End of the first quarter, I think, was tied. At the half, it was tied. In the regulation, it was tied. They went blow for blow, man. Jonesboro had his chances to put the game away. Then finished the deal. Eagles landed, kept fighting, got back in it. Tied it up, went in overtime, and finished the deal.
So who was Eagle landing? Who were they? I don't know the whole brackets. I have to look it up.
Eagles landed, man.
That's a tough group, man. They've been tough they've been tough for the last
Well,
couple.
Coach Elliott does a great job with them, man. Keeps them prepared. And he's been in any state playoffs. I mean, for years. We actually played them in 2018. We played them here at home. So they've been rocking and rolling, man.
That's stuff. Actually, it was a lot of good games this past week. So
yeah, Eagles landed. They beat McIntosh in the first round. Beat a good Walnut Grove team in the second round. Third round, then the Elite Eight, they beat Hiram. Hiram was a good ball club that they beat us in the Sweet 16. And then they beat Jonesboro, a good Jonesboro team yesterday. So they beat some good teams along the way.
Oh yeah. So this is six. I see Norcross beat Newton.
Yeah, Newton. Norcross beat Newton last night. Newton been the favorite to win it all year long. Yeah. According to who you talk to. So I mean, you got Norcross people that would say they was going, they picked to win it. So depending on who you're talking to, Newton was favored to win it this year. I think been ranked number 1 all year long.
All year long, yeah.
And Norcross here knocks them off in the Final Four.
Yeah. It was that was a good game, and Berkmar handled Pebblebrook.
Yeah, and Pebblebrook beat Wheeler in the Elite Eight. To get to the Final Four, and Berkmar. What did Jamel Rideout kid? He's been playing pretty good. And Berkmar's got a big kid inside.
Malik Irwin or something like that.
Yeah, got the big kid inside. That's been playing well.
So as far as Coach Gabe asked about Grovetown and the Buford game, man, that Grovetown been rocking and rolling, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Grovetown's coach. I think he's from don't get me the lines. Saint Francis. No, not Saint Francis. I don't forget he was at a private school. And ended up winning the state championship in 2018, and he's over at Grovetown now and doing a tremendous job over there. I forgot the team name that he coached previously to Grovetown, but Buford's back in it again, man. Buford ain't no stranger to being in the state championship game. It's gonna be a pretty good game, I think. Two good head coaches, two good programs. It's gonna be a pretty good ball game.
Grovetown got some size. Boy, yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
Grovetown plays hard, man.
Yes. And I don't have all these memorized, man.
So, you got Spencer and Westover in 4A. Yeah, Westover beat McDonough.
Yeah.
The other night, I think McDonough's been number 1 all year long, and it's been a lot of people's pick the favorite to win the 4A. Man, getting started on that. Spencer's somebody that I seen at the Hype South Invitational. Got a lot of size, a lot of athleticism. Yep. Well coached, good group, man, and they look real good at the Hype South Hoops Invitational.
They defensively they get after it.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they
interesting game there.
I mean, they beat some good teams on the way. Beat Spalding, North Oconee. They beat Darty. Now Darty's sidekick down there in Auburn and Westover. Got to get some payback for him.
Oh yeah. So that's and then we got 3A.
Yeah, down in AAA, man. Windsor Forest.
Windsor Forest Cross Creek.
Yeah, Windsor Forest, Cross Creek. Cross Creek, I think, won it last year, I want to say.
They did. Yeah, they beat last.
I forgot who they beat last year, but Windsor Forest is talented. They get after it defensively. They're well coached. Coach used to be their head coach used to be the assistant coach at Northside High years back. Yeah, he used to be the assistant coach. Yeah, he coached under Coach Price when Coach Price was over at Northside. So he's got to the championship game and got those kids rocking and rolling down there in the Savannah area.
I see. Double A. You got Westside, Augusta, and Butler.
Westside, Augusta, and Butler. Two Augusta schools.
Yeah, Butler knocked off Pace Academy.
Yes, they did. They did. Butler knocked off Pace. Knocked off Pace in the Sweet 16. And then turned around and beat Washington County. So yeah,
that's yeah.
Those two groups know each other very well.
Right.
So that should be a good game, man. Single A Public.
Drew Carter.
Ooh, controversial Drew Carter game, man. Social Circle. Ooh.
Yeah.
Been hearing different reports about that game. Score issue with that game. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Ooh, that was the one down in
Valdosta.
Valdosta. Yeah. I heard a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. So you got reports about that game, and Drew Carter got the edge right there. For right now, because I'm pretty sure if the reports are true or whatever, they ain't gonna go back and. I don't know what they can go back and do. But they got Warren County in the state championship game. Warren County beat a good Manchester team.
Yeah.
Warren County beat Dublin. Right there at the buzzer. So
yeah.
that's gonna be a good one.
And last but not least, you got the private.
Green Forest and Kings Ridge. You said Green Forest seems like Green Forest they every year. They just reload, man. Year after year after year. They reload and somewhere around that championship game, at least the Final Four of the championship game.
So Green Forest have been walking through this bracket.
Yes.
They have been walking through that bracket.
Yes, man.
So it's in Kings Ridge.
Yeah. Green Forest giving up right at around 40 points a game.
Yeah.
In the state playoff.
Just start to show why me and KP on the road. Hey,
I'm bad saying y'all will be back in a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can get some inside scoop on some of the pro movement camp. So we had some had Hype South in the building. Off the Dribble was there as well. Coach Harrison said, as a coach to go to multiple championship games, what does it take to maintain consistency?
Oh man, it takes a whole lot, man. I think what a lot of people don't understand, and those games are not easy to get to. To get into the Sweet 16 ain't easy as you think. But it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot to have the kids to stay focused, is one, because you're getting almost a different group of kids every year. I mean, I can only speak for us because we've got homegrown kids. We don't get the move-ins every year to reload. So we just have them stay focused, man, and continue to work on things that keeps us above float, man. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I think you can do in our situation. Is just try to stay positive as much as you can. And just talk to each kid about their role and make sure everybody's executing what you ask them to do. But Gabe, it's tough, man. It's tough to get to those games. It's tough to get to the Final Four. And it's tough to get to the Elite Eight. So to maintain that, you got to have good kids. You got to have good parents. You got to have good faculty and staff and administration. You got to all that stuff has got to be accounted for in order for you to be successful.
So Ted, do you feel like the deeper you go into the state tournament, does the outside noise become more or is it less?
I guess in our case, I would say the outside noise become louder because more people start to come around. Once you start winning, the further you get in the playoffs. And I can only speak about our case. In our case, the gyms are empty. I mean, they ain't empty. I mean, there ain't a whole lot of people in there either during the regular season. But the further you get deeper in the playoffs, then it's gonna be more people, and you hear more chatter and this, that, and the other. But we just tell our kids to stay focused on the people in the gym, and practice with you. That's all you need to be listening to. And I mean that's all we can tell them.
Sam, so how you deal with them mentally and not take the problems of energy with you. I mean, after you coach your tail off and still come up short.
One thing we tell our kids is, I mean, you ain't gonna win them all. I mean, I understand you can be mad and upset after you didn't coach your tail off and you don't get the results you want. That's life. That's life. You can work as possibly hard at your job as you want to, but it's always gonna come a time where the company or the boss ain't gonna be satisfied, but you didn't work your tail off. So you just got to take it. Go back, review what you did, what you think you did wrong, because every game that we coach ain't gonna be a perfect game. And it's always room for us to get better. So we just go back and review those things and review the coaching points that we think we can get better at, and just try to come back that next game or that next year and get better at those things.
So that's a good question, man. As far as House County, and our Warner Robin Demonettes went to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
And played a tough. Was it Woodward Academy?
Woodward Academy. Woodward Academy. Yeah, they actually won it last year.
So Woodward Academy won it. Girls won it last year.
Yeah, they girls won it last year. We good basketball team, well coached.
Yeah,
played with a ton of energy. Got after it. Our girls got after it. Couldn't find the basket right there in the third quarter. I think they kind of went on like a 15 to nothing run right there at the beginning of the third quarter. We missed a ton of layups. They hit their layups, and games like that, you don't hit layups and they hit theirs, it's gonna be a long night.
I'll say this, man. Coach White did a heck of a job with that group, and she got a lot of those girls coming back this upcoming year. So they had a lot of juniors and sophomores out there this year. So I think some of it may have been experience. And not to take anything away from Woodward Academy, they have a, like Coach Tess said, they got a great program that they've been running. Um, but once you get that, I think for me, you can speak on this better than I can. But once you get that Final Four, and you get that experience under your belt, would you say, or would you agree that kids come back a little bit more focused and they experienced it, so they kind of know what it takes? What's your experience with that?
Oh yeah, man. They understand. They understand the it's a different type of atmosphere in the playoffs than it is a regular season. Um, it's a different type of intensity. Um, so now that I think that our girls went to, I think we lost in the Sweet 16 last year to Forest Park. But now they took that extra step and got in the Final Four. Now they know what that Final Four tastes like, and she's returning everybody except for two girls. So we returning the solid core. She had but two seniors. Like I say, played a lot of sophomores and a lot of juniors. So yeah, man. It's they gonna be pretty good next year, and they got a little taste of it. And once they got a little taste of it, now they understand, and now and that should be their focus. Their focus should nothing be local this year. With their focus, their focus needs to be getting back to the Final Four and getting to that state championship game. Yeah, the region tournament's fine. Region tournament champ is good. But your goal should be that big trophy. That should be your goal going into next year.
Yeah, man. So it was good to see. So we had a few other Middle Georgia girls that went pretty deep as well. I know Baldwin made it to the Final Four, right?
I think Baldwin ended up getting beat
Yeah,
in
that's
it.
Final.
It
They
was
lost
Final
to
Four.
yeah, yeah. They lost to Llewellyn.
They lost Friday. They did.
Yeah, they lost to Llewellyn. Uh, they're another group that's a young group. So,
Yeah. She actually, I think, almost her whole team is just sophomores and freshmen.
yeah, that's
She
what you
might
do.
she might have one or two upperclassmen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those Baldwin girls gonna be around for a while. Should be.
Yeah.
Yes, you got Central girls that lost in the Elite Eight.
Yep.
Northeast girls lost in the Final Four.
Yep.
So it's a good girls basketball played around, around Middle Georgia this past year. It's only gonna get better because you got some middle school girls that are coming up.
That's
That's
true.
gonna be real good. So this area is filled with talent in girls basketball.
Yes. So it was good to watch. Good to watch that. What is Coach K got that hot L in the last game.
Yeah, man. He did. I'm a Duke fan. He did take that L and what happened. I see who that was, Coach Carewell, I think it was, wouldn't shake Hubert Davis' hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't shake his hand. But coach got that hot L last night, man. I mean the other night.
Yeah.
But he still might end up winning it all though.
Yeah.
He still might end up winning the ACC tournament and turn around and win the national. So John Shaw, I don't know if Duke's gonna be your typical Duke with John Shaw at the helm now. But I mean, I think he's gonna do pretty. I think he's gonna do pretty good. I don't know if I would have left it at John Shire, went out and got Wojo to come back and coach. Since he's done it, he's been at the head coach. John Shire hadn't been a head coach yet. But they know more than I do.
We're not there. So. Anyone on early season build versus house tournament?
I have to ask Wace about that, man. I don't know. I mean, that's something that it depending on the how many region games that people schedule. It's like we got in another region now, and I think we're gonna have probably like 7 more region games this year than we actually had in the past. So I think that's gonna depend on our new regions and the non-region schedule.
I think for House and County, only making bid that would be in that same region would be Perry, right? Because Macon Bibb don't have 6A.
Nah, Bibb don't have 6A. Perry's only staying 4A.
Yeah, so was the concern that there'll be region games played at the tournament?
With those region games, like we got I think we got 7 teams in our region now, 8 teams.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's adding more. I got you.
Yeah. So which we didn't have with five this year. So so I think we got 7 or 8 this year coming up. So you're gonna add more region games, which is gonna take up a lot more space, a lot more games in the previous years for those non-region games.
I got
you. So I'm pretty sure I don't know, man. That these scheduling gurus will figure it out. I ain't a part of that team. The scheduling guru team. But yeah, overall, man, it's been a lot of basketball played, man. A lot of good basketball. Georgia's basketball is been, I think, the state playoffs has been great this year. It's almost like the NCAA tournament. You got people knocking off teams that you didn't think was gonna knock off, and people that's in the finals that you probably wouldn't think was in the finals. So it's been overall good state playoffs to me.
I gotta ask this question, so I think I seen something. Get where I've seen it, but a lot of people saying that as far as recruitment goes, right? Like the landscape has changed so much to where if you're not if you're not part of that 1%, man, you have to go to JUCO. Is that or not just JUCO, but everybody want D1.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
To me, everybody want the D1, but do you have D1 work ethic?
I think that is the question, because people find the and it's more geared towards the transfer portal, right? So these D1s are finding the kids in the transfer portal, so they're not really going after.
Nah, man. I think you have to right now in this day and age. I think you're gonna have to be in that top tier of your state. Basketball wise, I think you have to be probably top tier or right there in the middle for you to be getting recruited Division I right now. But I mean, I also seen too that why would these colleges go get an 18-year-old when they can go get a 22-year-old?
That's kind of my. I'm with you.
Yeah, that's the. We actually had our first practice today, Bruce. We're gonna be all right. We ain't star-studded like everybody else. We just got a group of hardworking young men, a mix of youth and I would say, I guess we'll call them old guys. We got 2026, 2025, 3 or 4 2024s, and got like 5 2023 kids. No, we like to mix it up. That's what we do. We more of teaching. That's what our summer presumes of. Getting them in front of the college coaches and this, that, and the other, and teaching. It ain't about wins and losses to us. Do we like to lose? No. Do we like winning? Yeah. But it's more of teaching for us. That's why I don't ever like mind bringing up those younger kids, especially if I think you're gonna be able to help a varsity program that very next year, like you're a 9th, 10th grader, 8th grader, it doesn't matter. If I feel you can help that high school program, yeah, I'm gonna pull you up and let you get a taste of it. It ain't gonna be no age level on that varsity. You might play against a joker that's 19 years old on varsity, and you just 14, 15 years old. But you on that varsity level, so you got to learn to compete. So that with that 17U group, and that's every year. It ain't just this year, it's every year. We do it year in and year out. We gonna play some young guys. We're gonna have some seasoned older guys, and we're gonna mix them. And we're gonna go out and compete, win, lose, or draw. We're gonna compete. So, but that answer your question, Bruce, we go out with today was the first day, so we gonna be all right. Just talked a little defensive stuff today. Just went over a couple of things, but hey, we gonna be all right.
And they said that they had a shot clock this year, and you're really gonna see who can coach next year with that shot clock coming in.
Yeah. End of the game, situational basketball is gonna be key. Yeah.
But I seen a few games with the shot clock. So they had a few tournaments to play with, and it didn't really impact the game a whole lot.
Well, it doesn't.
2-3 minutes.
Yes, that's when it impacts the game right there toward the end when you got that 2-3 point lead with a minute to go in the game, and normally you would stall the ball and they got the foul. Yeah. Now that shot clock forces you to take a shot. So now, do you have a set that you can run right there to execute enough to get you a basket? Or you gonna come down like you've been doing the whole game and jack the ball up with 25 seconds to go on the shot clock?
So I think it's two things, man. So it does force us coaches to start thinking. If you down, what is it, 35 seconds? So,
I think it's 30, 35. I don't know.
So yeah, 30, 35 seconds. So it's like now, hey, let me get a shot up so I can get the ball back, and they don't run the clock out, right? So say it is a minute left. I don't want to run. I want to you may want to get a quick shot up now. So it's playing a clock game a different way and looking at it differently. Like back to your point, situational basketball.
Yeah, and if you're gonna go take that 2-for-1, you're gonna have it's something that you're gonna have to have, in place for your kids to know. All right, at this point of the game, we're gonna try to get a 2-for-1 right here, but we got to score.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different if you got a minute left on that clock and you go take a shot with 25 seconds left on the shot clock, and you ran no time off, really.
Right. So, how many situations? I mean, I could. Well, I don't know. Depending on where you play, you can have that situation more often than not. But it's gonna be interesting.
I like the shot clock actually. I really do. We practice with the shot clock. We talk situational basketball. with the shot clock, even not using it during the year. We use it in Hype South Invitational.
Yeah.
We use it there. But we talk. We got break beat off us by McDonald too. But just to have that shot clock to practice with, and practice situation of basketball. So kids know, you get kids' mind trained to, if they see certain stuff and they see certain time on the clock and versus what's on the shot clock, and you got stuff built in. If you don't have that stuff, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going back to what we were talking about earlier. Yes, you're absolutely right. So it's not just D1. It is, man. It's all levels, to be honest with
you. Yeah. You that's what's backing up. That's what's backing up the high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
You got high level D2 kids going in the portal, and that's taking up another scholarship for a high school kid. So if you got I've seen this a bunch of times. If you got something, you better go on and take it. You sit around and play if you want to.
Kyle Davidson on one today. See? What's up over here? Lil Wayne still the GOAT.
Hey, Kyle, I ain't gonna wrestle with you today about that one. He only made $470 million this past year, so you're right. I'm gonna let you have that one. But yeah, man, that transfer portal, man, it's hurting a lot of kids, man, but now you got to choose on whether you want to go to a good JUCO. Right. Yeah, they're gonna be at DCU. You're right about that. Oh. Yeah, they're gonna be right at the DCU, or it's a lot of good prep schools out there. You just gotta choose the right one.
So I guess that would be the next question, man. So I think, like I said, I think the landscape changes so much. What does it look like going prep at that point?
I don't think going prep is bad if you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, still another opportunity, and you save a year. Yeah. If you don't want to be at DCU.
Yeah. That's where you say you better choose the right one.
Yeah, you better choose the right one. Or you'll be at DCU, and then you ain't no telling what's going on then. You sitting around at DCU.
So NCAA ain't looking at changing their transfer portal rules at all. Because now it's the transfer portal. Whether I think it's a compounding thing. It's the transfer portal. It's the extra year that they gave to these 2022s, the 2023s. Is it
2022s, I want to say.
2022. So they saying you got 5-year kid. 25 still playing. Like, just like I got a 24-year-old still playing. Or I got this 18. I got a, they dang on there 25, 26 still playing.
Yeah, but you got these schools that got kids that are transferred. You getting a 22-year-old with 2 years left.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's been played 2-3 years of college basketball.
Well, now you got some that played 4 years and still got an extra year.
Right. So, it's changing the landscape, but you still got some top tier kids that's out there. That's yeah, but I don't know, man. It's transfer portal. It's rough, boy. But you can find some good situations out there. And there's some kids that's in the transfer portal for good reasons too. Now,
right
now let's not leave that out. We can't just sit here and say that all kids that's in the transfer portal is in there for the wrong reasons. You got a lot of kids. You got a lot of different situations. Kids are in the transfer portal for good reasons.
Dr. Love gave us some good post grads here. Hargrave, Middle Georgia Prep, TSF, IMG, etc. Those traditional post grads on the East Coast are going to have a lot of careers.
And the thing about it is that those post grad programs right there are doing excellent jobs with getting the kids in the school.
the school. Yes. Sir.
So I mean, so just think about it. If I go post grad, then you didn't play almost a year of college basketball, almost. So if a JUCO or NAIA D3 D2 school, they gonna come if they gonna look at those kids, and they gonna look at those kids first before they look at the high school kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that ain't a bad. I mean, post grad ain't a bad choice. Like you say, you just got to pick a good one.
Yeah.
That's putting these kids in school.
I think it's gonna be interesting for the next couple of years. I don't know if it'll ever change. I think once some of the COVID extra year kids kind of get through, filter out, it may lie down some. But I don't know. But I think it's gonna change the landscape.
Man, this. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, you look at some of these colleges, man, and that whole roster's filled with transfers.
And as a college coach, man, like I said, I can't blame them, man. It's they get paid a lot of money, and they want to keep getting paid. So probably gonna have a lot of kids in transfer portal. Probably have a lot of kids in transfer. Kids do the coaching changes at their previous school. Yeah, some kids do change because coaches. That kid might not be that new coach cup of tea. He may have a different system he want to run and see. You know.
What about the high school? What about the high school transfer portal? We don't never talk about it. We talk about the college one.
They ain't got no transfer portal here in Houston County.
No, not the Houston County do. Don't that do pull up Cal Sandy? Cal Sandy got the portal. That portal be jumping every summer. I'm sure if it gets started in the next week.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand how some of these counties get away with it, man.
Have to go through that portal and see how things, and look at some of these teams that with the transfer portal, see how well they did as far as in the state tournament, see if it worked out or not.
What you mean?
The kids the high school kids.
Go look at the list. Go look at the list. You go look at that list, and then you look and see who's in the Final Four and at least 8 in the state championship game, and you'll notice who got the most kids this past year. I'm just telling you. But I mean, kids transfer for different reasons.
They do.
But I don't understand how. Well, I mean, I don't understand how some counties allow it though. Yeah, there it is right there.
High school transfer portal kids.
Yeah.
Why would you go from 3A to single A?
To win.
I was hoping there was a different reason.
I mean, to win. I mean that's the only reason why I see kids transfer. I mean, better situations. You know, that was some say better situation and better this, better that, and
yeah.
I don't know. I know we don't get them. I tell you that much.
No.
How's County ain't playing that?
To win, right, Cal? I knew the answer to that one myself. I don't even know why I asked. That's why I don't think.
But they ain't the only school to do it. You got public schools that publicly do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, I ain't complaining. I mean, you get them, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, even that coach, he ain't gonna turn down no 3 4-star kids.
But the thing about the difference is with the college and the high school kids, the high school coaches ain't getting fired at a high rate for losing like that.
That's true.
Yeah, you at that college level, you getting fired, you got that, you losing. I mean, I done seen jokers go 8 or 9 seasons and don't win no more than 7 games a year
Still coaching.
and still keep a job. That's a true story.
I believe.
But yeah, man. I just think you know, it with the transfers and I know that the Georgia High School Association kind of let the county, you know, governs their own stuff, but I mean, it just, you know, some of this stuff just ain't on the even playing ground, man. You can't sometimes you can't compete.
Yeah.
You know.
Got them super teams out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, they just kids after kid after kid every year. If it's a legit move, and you know, so be it. But you'll get kids in every year, boy. It's rough. You know, rough trying to compete with that, and that's why I kind of commend Coach Garmin for what he does year in and year out. And I don't think he get enough of kudos for what he does do. I mean, and I'm talking not just recent history. I mean, he's been the head coach for the last 12 years. Charles, you good? Oh,
No, I heard something vibrate.
Oh, but I mean, he's been the head coach for the last 12 years. In the last 12 years, and I mean, he's won over what 243 games. You know, lost with 88 in 12 years. I don't think he gets enough. I don't think he gets enough credit, man. And in those 12 years, I want to say he had two losing seasons in 12. And like I say,
Yeah, it's so you know, playing within those constraints and staying competitive year in and year out, man. It takes a different type of focus. It takes a different type of remaining consistent in what you're doing and learn, right? So as the game evolves, you have to evolve. So that's you getting better year in year out with the coaching as well.
Well, and he's doing it with different. He's doing it with different type teams. Not it same. It ain't the same. It ain't the same type team every single year. Where you know he's getting just nothing but basketball kids. You got kids. You got these kids that playing multiple sports. You might have, you know, 5 or 6 basketball players.
Yep.
You know, so like I said, I don't think he gets enough credit for what he's done for what in the capacity that he's done it. I mean, like this year, took this year's team, you know, to Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Size.
Didn't have a lot of size.
Never have a lot of size. I don't think we ain't never had a kid over 6'6". Ever had a kid over 6'6". But you know, it just the way that he gets his kids to play hard and play together and play, you know, just hard-nosed defenses and do all the little small things, account for the size.
Yep. Adjusting the game, adjusting to what he got. So that and not being scared to do it, man. Some people know one way and they stick to one way.
Nah. That's one thing. That's one thing that I do know. He's gonna adjust to his kids. And monitor that season and that game around you know what type of kids he has. You know, he ain't gonna make it ultra complicated. You know, he's gonna make it as simple as it can be, and you know, and just get the most out of them. They'll run through a brick wall for that joker, man. But and Cherie starting to turn that corner with those girls. These two real successful seasons that she's had, man. She's turning it around. Coach Buddy is turning that corner over at House County. Coach Johnson has had these last two real successful years at with those girls at HoCo. Coach Hardy is turned veterans, into he's turning that corner with them. These last two real successful seasons that he had, with those guys. So it's basketball as a whole in the county is turning the corner, I would say. And everybody's doing a great job with each one of those teams.
My man, kind of want to talk a little LeBron.
56 last night.
Talk a little LeBron. Took down the Warriors.
Yeah, man, 56 last night. Crazy thing about it is for them to get in the playoffs, man, he's gonna have to do that night in and night out. Yeah, I don't think he has it in it night in and night out. To do that. Not at 37. But that Joker, man, that Joker's in some shape, man. And no, Kenny. No.
What did Melo do?
Yeah, what did he do, man? He set a good screen for LeBron.
He was on that bench support.
Yeah, he was out there. His hands probably red as on no work doing all that clapping for LeBron. Joker probably had blisters in his hand clapping for LeBron last night.
Hey, man.
But thing about it is what I've been saying all year long. As long as they play defense, they can win ball games. Yes, most consistent clapping, cheering. You're right. Cheering. I told he was standing up, jumping up and down like he was in church.
Yeah, Melo have to let him go. Okay, have to go and retire. Boy.
I like old Melo. I think Melo's good for him, man. That locker room. I think Melo's good for that locker room.
I don't know how many years Melo got though. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. How many more years Melo got, KP? That's the question.
No, there you go. Now, hey, he gonna start acting like you about the receiver.
Cooper Kupp.
About Cooper Kupp.
Have we seen his stats this year? What he had, about 8? 9?
Oh Lord, that go to my Carmelo stats.
Oh, KP said he averaged at least 3.
3 points. They losing by almost 17. What these little 3 points gonna do? Knock it down to 14?
I don't know. What is Carmelo's stats? That's a good question, Carmelo.
Man, Kenny with that. Dog, Kenny with that mess, man, to my Carmelo stat.
Let's see. Oh, he had 14. 14, 13, 20, 18. He averaged 13 a game. 26 minutes.
Is that for the year? That ain't for the year, is it?
Yeah. He averaged 13 a game, 1 assist.
You sure that's for the whole year?
Yeah. Nah, I agree with you, Colin. He probably won't have those stats next year. I agree with you. I don't want to say the jig is up, but just get him in his props. He had a good year.
Yeah, he did. He did. I don't know, man. Depends on. I'll tell you this. It depends on if Odell Beckham come back.
So I think that what Cooper Kupp has done this year is going to be teams going to start to key in on it, right? I think he'll have a good year. When he put the numbers he put up this year, it'll be hard for any receiver to put that up 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for him, but
those expectations, he exceeded his expectations.
Now the only thing I would say that probably keeps him from getting those type of numbers if he had a different quarterback. because
Stafford can sling the ball.
Stafford gonna sling the football now.
Yeah, Stafford gonna sling the ball.
Yeah, he gonna sling the football. Now, if he had a different quarterback this year, I would say no. Oh yeah. But he don't want to come to us, man. We tried to ship all those first round draft picks over there to Seattle, and they was like, no. They even called me about it. I was gonna call out there and talk to Pete Carroll, but he wouldn't take none of my calls. So I called Dan Schneider back, like, man, let's see what Deshaun Watson got going on. And then I was supposed to go to San Francisco Thursday to see about Jimmy Garoppolo's shoulder and see if all that works out, man. Not love, I'm on it now.
That'd be a good look though. I like Russell Wilson.
Man, we messing around to get Russell Wilson. Oh man, it's over with. And we're gonna mess around and get the Honey Badger too at safety. Man, tell you now.
Well, y'all definitely run the NFC East.
Oh no, we win. No, we win. We going. We do that. We get Russell Wilson and get the Honey Badger in free agency. 17-0. Yeah,
I'll agree that y'all would be the best in the NFC East.
The Commodores, my bad, the Commanders will be 17-0. They call my team the Commodore, man. It's my Lionel Richie. We did.
That line.
Lionel Richie be the quarterback. Hello.
You know what I'm saying? I like that though, yeah. But I think my Rams, man, they gonna be. I hope y'all do get Russell Wilson. Get him up out of there.
Y'all trying to resign that defensive lineman.
My
Aaron Donald, yeah.
He was talking about retiring for a little bit.
Yeah, and they talking about throwing a big contract at him too.
Why wouldn't?
Man,
that joker there. Hey, he's
man, and then too, Charles, I meant to tell you that last play, that joke was outside.
Oh yeah, he would.
He cheated them boy, man.
He said I called it in.
Hey, you already know. You know, Danny boy don't mind throwing that money at him, boy. Now we gave Albert Haynesworth $100 million. This Joe couldn't even do one drill. Now we gave this Joker $100 million, and he couldn't do one drill to play.
Hey, that can go something my way. I go do something.
Man, Deion Sanders say when he went to Washington, that was the best vacation in the world. The best paid vacation in the world. When he went to Washington, got all that money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't mind. Yeah, we don't mind. Dane Snyder don't mind throwing that money, boy.
Agent, like Magic City.
Yeah, man. We finna throw it. Oh, and we got plenty of it too.
Yes, sir.
I think we got $38 million in cap money right now.
I gotta go do some research, man. See what my Rams trying to do. I've been kind of preoccupied.
Yeah, they trying to.
Only thing I know is Aaron Donald. I know he was talking about retiring, so I know they're trying to keep him.
Yeah, they're trying to keep him and throw that money at him, man.
Yeah, see, I don't know what's going on right now. I ain't been in tune.
I hadn't seen any reports about what's the name? Me either. Odell Beckham.
Odell, yeah. He had a picture. He had a little cast on.
So it wasn't nothing torn or anything like that.
I think. Don't give me the line. I can't remember.
I hope it wasn't.
I just seen a picture laid up with his girl with a little whatever the knee brace on.
Oh, okay.
I'm going in and out.
So what you got going on over there, boy?
Bro, I don't know.
Internet ain't going on. You went by Cold Buddy today?
Yeah, I was over there with Coach Buddy.
Wi-Fi. Oh, buddy, got your Wi-Fi going in and out.
Is that better?
Should be.
I don't think KP gonna make it in.
No, man, KP
KP on that back road.
KP still on that road, man.
We was hoping that KP went to the pro movement. I know, right? KP was at the pro movement middle school camp for the boys and girls. That was today. So we was hoping to get some live feedback. Oh, we got KP in the building. We done talked him up. Hold on, let me see if I can bring him in. All right, there you go. I mean, he come in. I want to talk about. Gonna give me a plate.
Little pizza, don't mind me. What's going on? What's...
Your thing, KP. So gang KP. Your thing, man.
Yeah,
hey, man. Fresh off the road, man.
Fresh off the road. Tell us about it, brother.
It was a great event as always, man. Jared and the whole pro team movement up there, man. Put a middle school camp on today. They had the young ladies this morning, and then they had the young men this afternoon. So we was up there with that. Middle Georgia represented well on both sides of that for the females and for the boys, man. I think for Middle Georgia altogether, I'm trying to remember the picture. That's a good amount, about 8 or 9.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 kids in the picture. You said.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 kids on that, and then the All Stars had about out of that 8 or 9, I want to say maybe 6, 7. 6 or 7 was All Stars. So we had 8th graders and 6th graders up there. So good stuff, man. Good to see those kids getting back in the swing of things, right? So travel ball is about to pick up, of course. So getting back into that and seeing what's up. What's up, Dr. Love? Hey, man, exactly. And let's go ahead and squash this Melo debate. Melo's been the most consistent Laker they got.
Yeah, he averaged 13.
He averaged what, 13?
Yeah.
Consistent. You know what you're going to get from him. That's why he got like another 2-3 years. Man.
You think 2 or 3?
I say 2 or 3. Yeah. Another 2 or 3. 2 or 3. But look, let me get back to the camp, man. So it was, like I said, great camp, man. Seeing our guy Juke in there. Juke was running the stations and coaching.
Juke.
Big Waste was in there when I got in there. Of course, his daughter competed in the morning.
Poor Jake.
I like all the New York teams. So I'll take it. Because when they flip, I'm going to be right there flipping with them. And then Kyle Sandy, got to chop it up with him, man. And it's always interesting to pick his brain, especially around this time of the year with all the playoffs going on. And, so it was interesting. I asked him I said, based on, what your rankings was, what did you kind of come up with? He said he did pretty good as far as getting, looking at the data and doing his evaluation on that. So shout out to him. But yeah, so it was cool, man. Cool. Some good, like I said, some good competition. Just a good environment. Music was going.
And what were y'all? What was the camp held at?
McDonough
High School.
Yep. McDonough. So yeah, so I was pleased, man. As always, as I knew I would.
Yeah, I got to see.
They're always so hospitable.
Yeah,
it's a good environment.
Did they have a hospitality room with that published chicken and wine room?
They did not have a hospitality room, but I know Gabe was on here earlier, and I hope he's still on here. I was not aware, Charles. I don't know if you knew this or not, but at the middle school championship games last week, there was a hospitality room.
Yeah.
You already, dude. What do you not understand? If you think the Warriors ain't gonna do it right.
Hold on now. I ain't. This is not a slight to them. I just didn't know it was one. So Gabe gets there. Hey man, where the hospitality room at? Hey bro, ain't no hospitality room. I ain't seen nothing. Nah, there's a hospitality room around here somewhere. That cat put in some calls. Next thing you know, we was enjoying some burgers and some sodas and everything else.
I remember she said, and the food was on point. Too.
Yes.
So I mean, what do you expect? Who you think was hosting?
Cookies and everything. Speaking of food being on point, don't mind me.
Good man, hell boy.
Hey man.
Do what you do.
But yeah, it was on point. So I didn't know that. So that's something for me to look forward to now when I go to those games.
Nah. You know we had our first practice today.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Went well, man. I think who asked me earlier? Bruce. Yeah, it went well, man. Malik looked pretty good out there.
I seen has that been released yet? Never mind.
No, not yet.
All right.
No, but he looked pretty good out there, man. He that's just a little speed. There's a difference. But he gonna be all right though.
Oh yeah. That's still early. He gonna be able to adjust to that.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, that was
the first tournament. What, a couple weeks, right?
19th to 20th. On the radar, 2 weeks.
Going right in that fire.
So am I going right in now?
Charles, what you looking like?
Man, I'm looking. The kids look good, man. I think they need. I think they need a little fire put up on it. Right. The talent's there, the athleticism is there, the skills is there. It's just getting them a little fire. You know what I'm saying?
Dr.
A
Love.
little push.
Dr. Love.
Said was tapped.
Nah, man, no. We had a game that Dr. Love. We actually had to go to Hiram that day, but our middle school was hosting that day.
Yeah. It was a good event over there too. Can't complain, man. Hey, did y'all talk about the officiating yet?
Nah, we waiting on you to get on here.
Yeah. Nah, I was across the state, man. It seems like it's been some questionable stuff going on.
Yeah.
A lot.
Stuff.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. Like cost them games.
And this is my thing about it. My thing is when that stuff happens, the referees are not hold accountable for this stuff, man.
That's been the point that I've been trying to get across forever. Forever. Who holds the referees accountable? Who holds the officiating accountable?
No, it's been rough, boy.
I don't know who holds them accountable. So apparently, and I can't remember. What was the name? Them teams that I just talked about.
Drew Charter and
Social
Circle.
So apparently that game was rough as far as points is being added, and I don't understand how something like that can happen when these games are recorded. For the most part, it's video evidence. And then if the book's not lining up, isn't there supposed to be hey, this is when we figured out? And from what I understand, from my unnamed sources, I got unnamed sources, guys. From my unnamed sources, yeah.
The unnamed sources.
The team that was protesting it did it immediately during the game. Like damn near stopped the game. Speaking of my unnamed sources.
My boy. Kyle, what's up, brother? I don't know, man. I just think, man, officials should be held accountable for these mistakes that they making. They're costing these kids games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are costing these kids games, man.
Kyle got that red cup, brother. Kyle was talking about the red cup earlier.
Kyle should have been on here. Kyle should have got on here and broke it down for us a little bit. The state playoff, but he's a fish, man. It's happening all over the state.
Hey, did y'all see that? The Wheelers.
I seen that.
Did that look like it got off?
Wheeler, not the Grove. You talking about the Grovetown or the other one? The Wheeler.
Yeah.
Was that Grovetown?
That was Grovetown.
No, Wheeler lost to Pepperbrook.
Was that Pepperbrook?
The Grovetown.
Wheeler lost to Grovetown.
I thought they lost to Pepperbrook. My bad.
No, Pepperbrook still in it?
No, Pepperbrook got beat.
No.
Yesterday?
Pepperbrook lost to. Who Pepperbrook lose to?
I thought they won.
No, Pepperbrook lost.
Well, either way, it was the Grovetown. That's when Grovetown
The overtime game.
The overtime game, but they were saying that it should have been. It shouldn't even went to overtime. So I seen video. I mean, but from the video, it looked like they should have won it in regulation, but I don't know.
Yeah, Grovetown beat Wheeler.
Berkmar beat Pepperbrook.
Berkmar beat Pepperbrook.
And
that's
what was that yesterday? That was yesterday, wasn't it?
No, Newton gone on Dr. Love.
Yeah. They lost to Norcross.
Yeah, Norcross beat them yesterday. Norcross boys and girls in the championship game. But I'm talking about this officiating, though, man. Something's got to be done about this officiating. And then this is the thing. This is what gets me.
Tap, before you get to that, real quick, have you seen can you remember a year where officiating has seemed like it's played such a part in this?
Not this bad.
Really?
Not this bad all over the state. Oh yeah, a lot of upsets.
Yeah,
a lot of upsets. But this is my thing though. Referees can screw up the games and all of that. No consequences. But if you as a coach, you say something about it, they'll fine you for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's nothing happened to these refs, man. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. Whoever's doing it, like they say, who's evaluating the evaluators?
Right. What happens? Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's throw this out here. And viewers chime in. Dr. Love, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Kyle, if you're still on, Kyle, I know you had a long night, but if you're still on, hey, instant replay. You think it'll make it down to high school level?
But why though when some of these calls are correctable errors?
No, I got you on that, but I'm saying as far as kind of how they look at them in, maybe not to the extent of how they look at them in college, but maybe for state playoff games, right? And then they implement something, not necessarily a challenge, but if it's a so-so call, but not for everything, right? Not for a 3 versus a 2 and all this type of stuff, but maybe at buzzer beaters or something along those lines.
Hold on, Cal. I sent it to him. I don't know, Kenny.
Said he got his red cup.
I just sent it, Kyle. But I don't know, man. It's I don't like a bunch of I think in the game the other night, I want to say it was the Mariners game. I think Coach Martin was telling me about. I mean, it was like a 4-point play in the game. It was, and I think Coach Martin, if I'm wrong, correct me somebody. It was a foul committed, and it was a 1-on-1 situation. They gave the team the ball. The team went down and scored. They stopped play. When they stopped play, they realized it was a 1-on-1, and they let him went down and shot 2 free throws. They gave him 4 points. Like, no, that's not right.
Right.
One, you take those points back off the board because it's a correctable error.
Do they understand what correctable error is, though?
I mean, let them tell it they do. They got all the sense in the world. Let them tell it. Hey, Charles, I think I sent Cal the link. He's supposed to be. I don't know, man. I mean, I tell you this. In that Eagles Landing Jonesboro game yesterday, that wasn't an intentional foul.
Were they going for the ball?
Not the kid went up to block the shot. He went up. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, heck. Well, I was gonna say, heck no, I don't send him to the rec league. Then I got to deal with him.
Get all the man calls.
Hey, well, not no more. I have my last rec league. Hey, I ain't got to deal with him no more. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was an intentional foul, man. He went for it. I mean, he tried to block the kid tried to dunk on him. And the kid tried to dunk on him, and he went up and tried to block the shot.
Well, Bruce, and that's why I'm saying maybe not for every school or regular season games, but if you do like playoffs, right? If you, I mean, not playoffs, but like, I mean, yeah, playoffs, but like, I don't know, Final Four games or something where they're gonna be played at a college for the most part.
In the state playoffs, I think the Georgia high school needs to assign a person that does the clock, an official book person. They need to have somebody that does both.
No, I agree.
Or at least have an official book person. Because look at the situation. Look at the situation with
What are the timeouts?
Yes, timeout situation. Who was that? That was it was at Pebblebrook.
Yeah.
It was Pebblebrook and who?
Was that Berkmore or was that the Elite Eight game?
That's the Elite Eight game.
No, they ended up costing the team, so it had to be in Berkmore, huh?
I think Cal back.
Yeah, Cal.
Yeah, Cal. Yeah, that was Berkmore and Milton.
Yeah,
that was Berkmore and Milton. So, Cal, what's up, bro?
Hey, everybody. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Here you go.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Cal, what you say about the fish aid, man?
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Before you get to that, Kyle been out here living his young man life.
No, hey. No. We keep it off the interwebs. No, KP, you know better. Come on. Don't say that.
Yeah, that was the Milton Pebblebrook game.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that officiating, man?
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversial stuff that's going on. I know that with the book, the social circle stuff, I heard you guys talking about a little earlier. I mean, it's just hard to believe we have such incompetence in big spots like this. Like, that's not necessarily like the official. Like, when you think officials, you think of the guys, the stripes on the court making the plays. I just don't understand how you get these 2 points and mess it up, and then social circle tries to call it out, and they do everything they can to like talk about it right there. They don't wait till the last second and say, hey, this, that, and the other. They were on it, and then they just don't really do anything about it. But, that happens. That's just a fluke, crazy, incompetent thing that, Social Circle tweeted that out. It's happened. It feels like it happens every 7 years or something. There's been multiple cases of that, and it's just bizarre that it continues to happen. But yeah, I didn't see the end of the Wheeler Grovetown game, so I can't speak on that one. And then timeout gate with Milton and Pebblebrook. Again, I wasn't watching that. I was at another game, so I guess they said it was clear that Milton did have timeouts remaining, and it's such a shame because you play the entire season. You play 3+ months to get here, and then it's just errors that happen that cost teams a chance to play for a state title or for a Final Four. And you just want this time of year one team to be better than the other team. But this team scored more points, and that's it. I don't want crazy stuff happening as far as clerical errors or officials messing up. I just want the games to be decided between the lines. And for the most part, we've seen that a lot, but it just, this past week, it's just been really tough to see some great teams being put out with some tough circumstances.
Kyle, talk about some of the matchups, man.
Oh God, I'm not ready for this tap. My brain's fried. I've been all over. I drove over 1,000 miles this past week. I was in Augusta and I crossed over to Albany, and then I came back and I was home here in Flowery Branch for 8 hours, and then I went back to Milledgeville in Middle Georgia, and I was there calling the 2A and 3A games. And now I'm back home, and I got a little breathing time for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll be in Macon again. So I've been all over the place. You got to tell me these matches. I don't even want to think right now. My brain is so fried. KP saw me. I was sleeping on the floor in the middle between pro movements, girls and boys, and the next gen stuff. I was dead, and I'm surprised I still have a voice because, as KP hinted on, I was out pretty late last night. Doing stuff, and then I had to wake up super early. It's a crazy time of year, but we got great matchups. A lot of good matchups and a lot of very familiar matchups because there are. I just tweeted it out not too long ago. We have so many rematches, teams seeing each other for the 4th time this year. On the girls' side in 5A, you got Forest Park and Woodward Academy. They're playing for the 8th time in 2 years, and that's a rematch of last year's meeting. And I'm pretty sure I think Woodward has won every matchup. I think they've won 7 in a row. And it's just what are you going to do if they're the 2 best teams in the classification and one team's right here, the other team's right here, and the rest of the field's down there? There's nothing you can really do as far as the brackets, and especially they're coming from the same region, so it's just it is what it is at this point.
Tri-Cities Eagles Landing. I tell you, now, that Eagles Landing Jonesboro was a good game last night. Now I sat there and watched that one.
Yeah, again, those are 2 teams that hooked up last year, and Eagles Landing really jumped out on them early with that quick transition game, and before you knew it, they had a double-digit lead, and Tri-Cities was playing catch-up the whole time. But Simeon Cottle for Tri-Cities this year has just been going crazy. I think they posted a graphic. He's averaging over 30 points per game in the postseason, and he's just been willing that team to victory on and on and on. And Eagles Landing, they've had a few kind of close calls. They were a sluggish start, I believe it was, against Hiram. They got going and they took care of business. But even Jonesboro pushed them to the brink. I think that game went into overtime. So I expect this game to be close. And Omari Forts is a really good coach. And he gets a second crack at him. So I expect it to be a pretty good game. A lot of really good guards in that one.
Man, McDonough went down.
Yeah, that was interesting. The one thing I will say about McDonough, great team. Obviously, I thought felt like they were the best team in the classification the whole time, the whole season. But it's not like they got beat by some random team that just got hot on a fluke night. Westover's really good. They're number 3 in the state too. So this isn't some team that's been not doing anything. Westover's really, really good. And I think they might have ended up winning that region. I don't remember off the top of my head if they beat Monroe, but Westover's legit. So, they had every answer for McDonough when they tried to slow it down. And, Westover versus Spencer now in that state championship, a rematch of last year's Sweet 16 game that Westover won at the buzzer, going the length of the court for a buzzer-beating layup. So if it's anywhere as good as that game was last year, that's going to be another fantastic state championship.
Tell you, it's been some good basketball played, as I was talking about earlier. Talk about some of these young talents you've seen today. Pro movement.
Yeah, there were some good ones. The girls' side, the ones that stand out to me were the DeWitt sisters, the daughters of Coach Derek DeWitt at Marietta. Of course, they're going to be really, really good. They're young. Ambrose Selly was a player. Her older sister plays at Centennial, and I believe she got hurt this year. But she was really impressive on the girls' side. And the boys' side, there was this kid, KP was his initials. Plummer was the last name. I saw a lot of potential out of him. He was getting some big reps with the big boys out there, held his own. Confident jump shot. I think we got something special brewing in Middle Georgia.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Middle Georgia trying to represent, Kyle.
Yeah. It was good. It was a fun time. Like I said, I was half asleep for most of it, just trying to revitalize myself, trying to I don't recuperate as quickly as I did in the past, as Mr. Plummer advised me on. So
Kyle, I'm gonna have to put you on that Pedialyte game. You gotta start traveling with Pedialyte.
Hey, I did not have a headache. That was the issue when you get back to the hotel after 2 a.m. and then you got to wake up for a 6:40 Sam Crenshaw phone call, and then right after that you hang up and you hit the road for an extra hour to get to the gym. It's tough.
Hey, Charles, I tried to tell him, hey man, recovery time ain't what it used to be. Even when you don't go out, you just at the house sipping.
Yes, hey, we got the water here. That's why we got the water.
Them North Cross boys.
North Cross put out new.
Yeah, that was surprising. Norcross, obviously, they're playing really well because Norcross, since I've been covering the state, and it's been about like almost 7 years now, believe it or not. Norcross has always had like a top 5 most talented roster in the state of Georgia. And for some reason, they've always just not been able to get it done, whether it's Tift County upsetting them in the state championship or Meadow Creek or getting beat by North Gwinnett last year being held to under 40 points, or the debacle against Grayson when they lost by like 39, a game that I was at. This year, they've had a lot of people transfer out. You live by the transfer, you die by the transfer. There are a lot of players that transferred out for Norcross this year, but maybe it trimmed off some of the fat. Maybe that was a good thing. They always say addition by subtraction. That may have been the case. And, there was a great quote that I believe it was Colin Hubbard grabbed after the game. We're ready to cooperate. That was something that one of the players of Norcross said. We're ready to cooperate. There might not be necessarily quite as much talent on that roster as there has in the past. Don't get me wrong. There's 3 or 4 Division I players still on that roster, but it's not maybe 7 or 8 deep as years past. But they're playing extremely well together as a team, and obviously they're believing in one another. And now they have another chance to get back at Berkmar, a team that I believe has already beaten them 3 times this year.
They got them 2 kids that we talked about earlier, Jameer Rideout and the other, what's the big kid?
Malik Ewan.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, yeah. So they've been tough.
I didn't see that game, but I heard Jameer Rideout had a game.
Yeah, I heard that. He had over 20 points in that. I think he might have had like 22 points in the Final Four. And I could actually pull it up right here because I try to input all the games I see throughout the season. But I was at a Berkmar versus Norcross game earlier this year, and I could tell you right now how that game played out. I know Berkmar won. Berkmar got a 54-52 win over Norcross. Ewing had 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Bryson Blaine had 14 points. Jamari Hill had 14 points, and Jameel Rideout had 7 points. And that was a game that Norcross, they were trailing the whole time, and then they cut it close, and they had an opportunity. I know Sumerian Bond had hit a big 3 in that game, but Lyndon Johnson had 19 points. Bond had 14 points. And Jerry Dang, a guy that's been really good during this postseason run, he was held to just 5 points in that matchup. And I want to say that might have been their first matchup, possibly second. It was on the 25th of January. Again, I can't remember if it was first or second time they played, but Dang didn't have a great game, but he has been terrific in the postseason. That's a big reason why Norcross is playing for a state title.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, Cal. You think there should be one state champion throughout the whole state?
Hold on, you asking that saying regardless of classification?
Regardless of classification.
So is it like a tournament style or?
I mean, it would be cool to do that, but I just feel like your state champion is probably going to be a Cubby Lee. Most likely, more often than not, it's probably going to be whoever that top 7A school is, and maybe like a Green Forest could be in the mix, and possibly a Wheeler. But the vast majority of the times, I feel like it's going to be that 7A school, because 1A public, probably not going to stand a chance. 2A, not going to happen. 3A, probably not right now. I like having all the I don't want it to be like everybody gets a trophy, everybody gets a state championship, but it is a little somewhat watered down as to what it used to be when there were four classifications and 5 classifications and 6. 7, you do get it a little more spread out. It's good for the game to see more teams have success. But if there was just that one true champion, I just think it's probably going to come from that bigger classification. And going back to that point of everything being kind of spread out, it's not like we have terrible champions. It's not like, oh, this team's super bad and they won the Class 2A state title, but they would be like a 500 team in 7A. That's not the case. Like these teams that win state titles, they're still legit. They might not win a 7A state title, but they'd probably make it to a Sweet 16, Elite 8 in 7A as maybe a 2A or a 1A private school. Green Force has beaten many of these 7A schools. So I think we still do have very good state champions, even though we have multiple of them.
Hey, does any other state just go with one?
Did Indiana or Kentucky used to do that, like with Hoosiers, that movie based on it? I know they used to have something like that. I'm not sure if they still do it, but like in that Kentucky, Indiana area, if they still have it, I know they might have in the past, but I'm just not sure if they still do or not.
Yeah. Well,
sorry for hijacking your show.
No, Kyle, did you? And I apologize if you did answer this, but what do you think about the replay thing?
Oh yeah, it would be nice, right? It would be nice.
Only like Final Four games.
Yeah, if it's only like the Final Four where it super matters, all games matter, obviously. But if it's you lose and your season's over, especially once you get to that Final Four level, that would be nice to have, because we have the technology. All these games are broadcast. All these games are on video now. Like, it's not crazy. I was talking to an official earlier today, and he was saying, that all you have to do is put a monitor at the scorer's table. That's not difficult at all. Have that stream playing, and you have the capability to just zoom back 15 seconds. Problem solved. Like, honestly, that's all it would take to do so. So it's not splitting the atom to have instant replay or however you want to call it, especially for like a clerical error like that. It's not that hard to really have and implement that.
Yeah.
Now, what's the earliest you think they ought to have neutral site games in the state playoffs?
I also heard they were talking about potentially, again, rumors. I don't know. We'll see. Talking to my many sources, they said possibly it might be coming back to the quarterfinal round. Now, I don't know if that is going to happen, but that's something that at least in the inner circles, it sounds like quarterfinal round, Elite 8 might be trending back to a neutral site. So that's just what I heard. Don't know if that's going to happen, but I think there may have been discussions or about to have discussions.
Go ahead, Ken.
I was going to ask, how do they determine the neutral sites? Are these all now? They all go to colleges and play. They go to a school that's not in it anymore and play. How would it have to be at a college level?
Yeah, that's a GHSA question. Obviously it gets difficult because you're trying to go on a college campus. The earlier you go, the more likely that team might still be having a home game, or sometimes they're in conference tournament play and teams are eliminated by them. But it all comes down to scheduling, and of course, money is very important as well, as far as being able, you just want everything to be perfect and this, that, and the other, but you have to remember it's a business on both sides of things. and that can be a little bit challenging. But yeah, that's definitely above my pay grade. That's an all GHSA matter that they would have to really figure out and see what they're comfortable with.
I say the Sweet 16, man. You start going to neutral sites because that's when it gets most critical, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or either the Elite Eight. But it gets critical. You hit that second round of the state playoff now.
What's the formula for determining, the region matchups and all that?
Yeah, they really just, I know they kind of cycle it through. It's like 1 versus 4 one year, then 2 versus 3 the next year, or 1 versus 2. They really just kind of swap it around. I don't know exactly how it is, but I feel like it's always like 5 through 8. They'll, 5 might play 6 one year, then 5 might play 7 the next year. And, you see the same thing on 1 through 4. I feel like I guess they kind of want to limit that travel for the first round. And then, the second round, all bets are off. But there's no panacea. There's no perfect answer for, everything to be perfect for everyone and everyone to like it. There's always going to be someone getting the short end of the stick in anything. And, I guess that's just how they determine that they kind of flip it around every single year.
Hey, what is your thoughts on some of these regions where they got the top 2 automatic bids to the state playoff or to the semifinals in the region tournament?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of crazy different things that come with region. You see some regions that have like 10 teams and 9 teams, and if you're not a top seed, you got to win like 3 or 4 games just to make the state. But then you see other regions where there's 4 teams. If you just put 5 people on the floor when you start the season and you don't forfeit the game and quit the season, hey, you're in the state playoffs, we're hanging a banner for you just having a team. I think that sets a terrible precedent. And I know it's tough with the regions and stuff, but back in my day, back in everybody's day, like if you made the state playoffs, that was a major accomplishment. If you made the state playoffs, you were a good basketball team. We've seen many a team this year and in years past. I think even last year, maybe it was Union County. There was a team that didn't even win a game and they made it to the state playoffs just because there was no one else to put in there. So that's an issue. And then in class 4A, where you have on that one girls region in Savannah area, they only have 3 teams. So now if you're that lucky 1 seed, which was Doherty this year, you're going to the Sweet 16. You win your region, you're automatically advanced to the Sweet 16. You don't even have to play a first round game. And I was talking to whoever it was today, and I said, there is no way. You better not hang up a Sweet 16 banner in your gym if you did not even win a state playoff game, because that blows my mind. You want to earn your way into it. And, they got their 1 seed, but to just leave that spot open and have a team advance to the Sweet 16, I don't like that. I know we did at-large bids a few seasons ago trying to find like the best team that did not make it into the state tournament, and they were, able to fulfill that final spot. And I like that a lot better. But of course, that always gets into politics and this and that and the point system and power rankings. But I would take that over just having a wide open, empty spot. Imagine you're a good team that, you just got upset. You win 20 games, but something happened and you faltered and you miss out on that spot. There's a wide open spot sitting there waiting for you potentially as an at-large bid. But no, we're just going to leave it open and just go ahead. Whoever the 1 seed that's from that lucky region, go ahead. You get to go to the Sweet 16. So I think that really stinks. And with the new region alignments, which I haven't even really looked at yet, I think that should be eliminated. But it does really grind my gears when I see a team that just gets to go straight into the Sweet 16, or teams that just show up from day 1 and they're automatically in the state playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, so is there? I heard, and help me out here. Is the and maybe this is what Tat was alluding to a little bit as far as the formatting for playoffs changing?
To my knowledge, for the state playoffs, I haven't heard anything as far as your top 4 teams from each region, this, that, and the other. I haven't heard anything like that. Maybe there's been whispers that I have missed since I've been so crazy driving around the state. But to my knowledge, everything I think is supposed to be the same next year. Now, those new classifications are going to be screwy when you got like 1A with single A and single A private. It's public and private are now together, and it's like high A and low A or whatever it's called, or D1, D2. That's going to be crazy. But as far as everything else goes, I'm pretty sure To my knowledge, everything should be pretty much the same as far as how you get into the state tournament.
Okay, because I heard something like maybe it was going to like the first two teams, right? So if you made it to your region championship game, you were automatically in, and then it was going to be based on kind of your ranking on how they filled the rest of the, I guess, the pool.
Yeah, there's always rumors going around, and this time of year, this is when everybody's focus is on the state playoffs, and it's always about how do we make it better? Do we reseed the brackets and do this and do that? And that's something that's always brought up, especially in the 7A level, about what if we just base it on voting system or something like that. But then when you look at the Elite Eight, you're bringing that idea up as if like teams, there's always going to be a super hard matchup. It might come in the second round, it might come in the third round, but you're going to have to beat a really, really good team eventually if you want to win a state championship, whether it's round 2 or round 4. That's just the nature of the beast. But when you look at the Elite Eight, all those Elite Eight teams in Class 7A were ranked in the top 10. Like, you had 8 of the best teams in the state of Georgia in Class 7A were there. So it wasn't like someone got shafted. There were all legit title contender teams that made it. So reseeding the brackets, I know maybe in certain circumstances it makes more sense, but everything was pretty much chalk when you consider all the teams in the Elite 8 and 7A boys were top 10 teams.
Yeah.
Do you think the shot clock will have an effect, good or bad, on next year's state?
What do you think about the shot clock?
As we may have touched on earlier today between you and I, yeah, I mean, you're going to see the biggest part of that going to come down to end of game scenarios, end of quarters. Like, obviously that is, logically thinking that's where you're going to see it most. But like at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter, how many possessions are 30 seconds, 35 seconds long? That's a long time in basketball, 30 seconds. And if you're high-level teams, which you're going to see in the state tournament, it's not necessarily all that often that teams are just going to hold the ball like that. You'll see it a little bit here and there, but nothing egregious where it's trying to hold it for 4 minutes. So, yeah, it's going to change things a little bit, and it's going to really test maybe player IQ as far as the shot clock. And you might have a shot clock violation here or there, but it's not going to be necessarily like, oh, this team had 5 shot clock violations in one single game. No, but it's going to add extra possessions late in games and crunch time games, close games, which could lead to more exciting finishes if you're not a fan of teams pulling the ball out and having to be fouled.
Hey, ain't nobody going to be running triangle.
Hey, I tell you, we're still looking to get a basket now. Go to sleep if you want to. Hey, go to sleep if you want to. We're going to backdoor you now.
Hey, Kyle, let me ask you this, man. The fouls, right? So fouls have seem like they played a role in these playoffs with key people getting in foul trouble early for whatever reason, right? Do you potentially see the foul count going up to 6 in high school?
I don't think so. I think they'll leave that the same. I mean, we've been playing with 5 fouls for forever now outside of like the NBA level. I mean, college is 5 fouls, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, unless
I think one conference have 6 at one time? I want to say the Big East had 6 at one time. I think they went back to 5, but I think they experimented with it. I think.
Really? Yeah, I'm not sure, but if it ever happened, it would have to be a trickle down effect, and it would have to start that like college level and work its way down. But NBA is just such a different game from high school and even from college. I think 5 fouls will definitely stay because we've already changed with the foul counts and everything. It's not whatever it was, 7 and 10. What is it now? 6 and 8.
6 and 8.
Yeah, so they already made that change. I don't think they're gonna change it again.
I actually like the 6 and 8, and it back to 0 at the end of the reset each quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like that.
Yeah, I know a lot of coaches really do like that. I know it just really depends on your style of play. Which coaches have told me, even last year, right before it all started, it's like, well, if this team's super aggressive, and then it gets reset, and this, that, and the other. So it does depend on your style of play. But for the most part, I think a lot of coaches really actually do like the new foul rules they have put in place.
And I tell you this too, time wise, because now you don't get 10 fouls in the first quarter and you're shooting double bonus for the whole half.
Oh, and the clock stoppage.
And it's a lot more stoppage during the game.
Yeah. So I think that was probably a positive change. I haven't heard much of a blowback from that. It's pretty much everyone's used to it by now.
Cal, you got a showcase coming up, right?
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Sandy Spiel Spring Showcase, March 20th. That'll be at Chestatee High School in Gainesville, Georgia. So near Gwinnett County, right on that, Hall County. March 20th, 10 a.m. will be our girls event. That'll probably run from about 10 a.m. to 2, and then we'll come back for boys 4 to 8. And we're just going to have skill work. We always have station work. And then after that, we'll break down into some gameplay. And we're going to have former college coaches. I know at least of one that's going to be helping coach some of these teams. So that's a guy that's coached at the junior college level and has been very successful. Coaching the ACC for a little while, helped out there. So he'll be in the building helping out, coaching these kids. So it's just an opportunity to get some hands-on feedback from some guys that have been there and done that before. We'll have some other high school coaches in the area that will probably help out. And, of course, I'm planning on inviting a lot of college coaches to be there. You want that I know it's Jarrett Christian saying relevant exposure. That's important. Travel ball begins earlier and earlier and sooner every single year. So it gets tighter and tighter to even try and hold these showcase type camps. But my thinking is, just one last camp, kick it off. Of course, I'm going to be providing media, sending out all my tweets, providing player analysis on every single player that comes to camp, and type that up on sandyspiel.com and have that out there, and feedback on your game, and you can hold on to that. And for maybe any seniors that are coming up or rising seniors, 2023s, you have that, and now you can play your 6, 7, however many tournaments, and you already have like a recent player evaluation in your back pocket. So when you're sending out your game film to college coaches and sending out those emails, you can say, hey, here's what a scout saw from me just recently and what they wrote about my game. And just, you want all the tools in the toolbox. You want to be able to put your best foot forward. It's like sending out a resume when you're trying to contact college coaches. So just another little thing that you can have to kind of help your exposure and help your recruitment along. So really looking forward to that on the boys and girls side.
And you got Sandy Spiel coming up. Talk about the championship games, don't you?
Yeah, I'll be in the building, Macon. I'll be there for all the state championships, sitting on press row, some games that I will be very interested in. Of course, there's a lot of good ones. I did get asked to call 2 state championship, classifications, but I turned it down. I said, I'm not big time yet. I had enough fun with the 3A and the 2A broadcast. And I said, once I get to Macon, it's time for me to take a deep breath, relax. There's only one game going on in the state at the time, and it's right in front of my face. I don't want to have to really necessarily worry about keeping all the stats because they have all the stats. They print it out for you, hand it to you. It's just time for me to really relax and be a fan finally. Be a fan at half court. Really, it's a celebration of the entire season. It's a celebration of the best teams in the state. So kind of kick my feet up, go there, take my videos, take my tweets, and do all that stuff and write about the games, of course, afterwards. But I'm just there to really enjoy it and just be part of the environment and support. And, it's just time for me to be a fan. I don't really necessarily want to do too much work while I'm down there in Macon.
Gotcha.
Hey, so I'm coming down to the floor where you at, and I'm gonna hang out with you, bro.
Yeah, bring your parka and bring your wool socks. They still got that ice underneath the court. We're gonna be bad news. It's cold down there.
Nah, man, I told you I like sitting up in the rafters.
Mm-hmm. You get the bird's eye view. You see all the riffraff. You know what's going on. I call you, say, KP, what you seeing, man? What's going on?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, Cubby on the floor with y'all.
Yeah, he's big time.
They'll be everywhere.
Cal, I mean, being I would say the voice of high school basketball here in Georgia. Like I said, a lot of miles, a lot of analysis, a lot of game film, a lot of ink pens that you have to go through.
A lot of hate mail. Yeah,
a lot of hate mail. Yeah, got a bunch of that.
Yeah.
I mean, man, just tell us, like, what is I guess a weekend of basketball, Cal Sanders world.
Like during the season, like right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because you just have a finite amount of time each day. Say, I go to a game on let's pick a random day. I go to a game on a Tuesday. I have to make sure I prep all that work. I get into my my notepads and everything and fill out that and get the roster set up, and then I have all the points in my original pick. So you have to get all the rosters set up by hand, put that in there. And you're racing against the clock, because if I'm going to Albany or Augusta where it's 2-3 hours away, you have to have that in the back of your mind. So just being prepped and prepared, making sure all my phone chargers and everything are charged up and my portable batteries, getting prepared for that, and then hitting the road. And usually, right now I haven't been doing a whole lot of player analysis, typing up what I've seen, just because it's been go, 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 go. But typically after that, you return home the next day and you're racing against the clock, write about everything the previous day. And then you're right back on the road, and it just recycles and recycles and recycles. Check into a hotel, hope you can get an early check-in. Hopefully it's, not too bad or anything like that. Hopefully there's some food joints open late, because, you leave some of these places. Like I tried to go to, Applebee's in Albany. I got a bone to pick with you. I walked in there at like 10 o'clock, and I walk in there, and then like everyone turns and looks at me like it's from a horror movie, and everyone's staring at me. I'm the only whoever in there. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to get some food. And they're like, no, kitchen's too backed up. You can't get food. So I'm like, I can't even get food at Applebee's. I can't even sit down and enjoy a red cup drink or anything like that. So I got to retreat back to the hotel. And like, well, thank God I have a pub sub. I'm just going to eat that and drink some water tonight. So that kind of blows, not being able to unwind when I'm on the road. But boy, like I said, 1,000 miles in just 1 week of covering everything. I'm kind of ready to take a breather at the end of the season. But it's go, go, go. And I got to prep for my all-state teams. Something I got to kind of catch up on tomorrow as well, just having the list, and, you tweak it as far as when you see more players and this, that, and the other, but you want to have a good idea. Then after that, we'll have the state final rankings. They'll have to concoct and put that out and do the graphic for that as well. And then, right after the final state championship, that Sunday, Jarrett's having his pro movement camp. I'm going to be out there supporting him.
Oh, yeah, that's the 27th?
Yeah, he's got one on the 27th, and I guess it's the girls that is, I guess on the 13th, right, the Sunday right after the state championship. So you go there, and then, that week after I'm done writing everything up for him and helping him out, then it's on to trying to prep for my camp. And, I'm a one-man organization when it comes to my Sandy Spiel stuff. I have to set the schedule. I have to do the promotion tweets. I have to make sure we have everyone in line. I have to bag the jerseys. I have to go through and create the Excel sheets and, physically, manually pack the jerseys with the T-shirts and everything. Sandy Spiel T-shirts, I still got to get that. How many XLs did we say? 5XL, 4XL, Mr. Ted?
Oh, 3 for me.
I need a 2 for me. I need a 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, so I got to get that all prepped and ready. So, it's a lot going on, but it's good.
Hey, Cal, next time you're in the middle of it, I don't know what your red cup preference is. I got a 14-year-old Glen Morangi up here. I can't even pronounce it. Glen Morangi.
Oh,
I don't know what your preference is.
Hey, that's a Super Bowl celebration drink right there.
We'll take care of you, though.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, we can't go eat after 10 though, because everything here shut down too.
But Wild Wing Cafe, you can't get nothing but wings.
That's all. Hey, I brought that up like 3 weeks ago with Sam Crenshaw on 92.9 The Game. I told him Wild Wing Cafe is the only spot you got, and when you get out of the Macon Center, you got 1 hour, boy. You got 1 hour. You're not eating tonight. You're going to your fast food, or you're going to the nearest gas station. Wildwing Cafe is all you got.
You can go to
Yeah.
what's those gas stations? Quick Trip or whatever.
Quick Trip, yeah.
QT.
But hey, Bucky's. I ain't gonna lie, Bucky's be hitting those sometimes.
Well,
Somebody in
Waffle House.
Macon?
Oh, at Bacon. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Nah, man, we take Kyle over the overtime.
Oh, you might fight Medlock off for that one.
Yeah.
Get him some good fish.
Yeah,
Nah, I ain't going over there. Hey, I ain't going over there. But Kyle, you hit a Waffle House.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that once. Trust me, I did that once after a state championship game. You know, I just want to unwind some of these nights because the next morning it's go. But yeah, I try to have fun when I'm in Macon. You know, like I said, you only got 1 hour to have fun, but I try to make the most out of it. Get some food and a red Solo cup maybe.
Yeah, just keep the red cup, man. As long as you got the red cup, you're all right.
Oh yeah.
Get you through and through.
Yeah. I survived because after that, I used to say I get to hide under a rock and go into hibernation, but basketball, Tat, it's year round. Travel ball, it's year round. Right when you finish high school basketball season, you might have a week, 2 weeks max, and you're, it's
Right
it's
back at it.
Fun.
They asked about overtime in League and everything, Kyle.
No, I don't follow it. I know something came out with that earlier. I forget what it was. I saw it in the news that they can play in college or do something or this or that. I forget, but I don't even follow it because I just try to stay in my own jurisdiction with high school basketball. It's all that other stuff is too much. I know they have it right down the road in Atlanta here or wherever, but I don't follow the whole. And a lot of the stuff doesn't make sense. Like they're all playing the same teams over and over again, or like they're going and playing like high school prep teams and stuff at one point. And
so now I think they were saying something like they're trying to get it so the money that they're making is the NIL money, which helps them keep their eligibility to still potentially go to college.
Right.
Initially it wasn't identified that way.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I don't really understand. I guess we'll see the first batch eligible to go to college.
Yeah, I don't know. High school basketball keeps me busy enough. I don't even get to watch college basketball, man. Who's the number one ranked team in men's basketball? Is it Gonzaga? I really don't know. I heard Coach K coach his last game, but other than that, I don't know what's going on.
Who is it?
I think it's Gonzaga again.
Is it? I have no idea.
Is it?
Oh, overtime. Yeah, that was you're right, Dr. Love. That was the last thing we heard. Overtime elite players were going to play AAU.
Man, I don't like that. I don't like that at all, man.
Defeats the whole purpose. I thought you were like a professional now.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you playing with amateur athletics, AAU, whatever? It doesn't make any sense. You're chasing around in circles, but these kids got their money, but it's just going around in circles at that point. It makes no sense to me.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah, Gonzaga's number one.
Who, Gonzaga?
Yeah.
Back number one.
Gonzaga, Arizona, Baylor, Duke, Auburn.
Duke's ranked that highly. Duke's good this year. I thought they just got.
They just lost.
Good.
No, they just lost to
UNC.
North Carolina.
UNC, yeah.
That's like they third, fourth loss.
Really?
Duke has 5 losses.
5.
I know Virginia beat them once, as I recall.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cal, making Georgia this week.
Yeah, I'll be there. I will be there. Hey, the one thing is the hotel there, that Marriott, it gets more expensive every single year. It was like a $300 hike from what I looked at. It was last year. It's pricing me out, man. And everything. Gas.
Oh, the one right there on the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right hooked up to it. Oh, and that's a really nice hotel anyway. But everything is going up with the prices and stuff. And if I'm trying to spend like 3-4 nights in Macon next year for the state title and it's like $1,200, that can't happen. I'm just gonna have to stay offsite or hitch up with one of you guys. Roll out the sleeping bag.
Yeah,
or something.
Come on.
Hey, you better stay at Better stay at the stop and sleep.
Hey, he gonna have you. He gonna have your little gas station take a shower with and stuff, Kyle. You know,
man,
number 18. Your phone ready.
hey man, like you say, everything's going on, man. This gas is rough, boy.
Hey, stay at Love's, the truck stop.
Yeah. You're correct. Hey, Tat, like you said, gas. I've been like everywhere across the state. Like I said, from Augusta to Albany, and every time like, oh, 369. Then I drive 379, 389, 409. Like, damn, I should have got gas like way back when. It goes up like 50 cents every day.
Yeah.
Eagles land.
Oh.
Eagles land in our city.
I'm gonna go with Elliott. Repeat. I like Elliott to repeat.
It's crazy tough to repeat.
It is.
That's the thing that scares me. It's crazy tough. And Simeon Cottle's been playing out of his mind right now. And Tri-Cities has pretty much a whole new roster from last year's team. Rico Danner came in from Mundy's Mill. Corey Mincy moved in from Luella. Matthew, the big fella, he moved in from Norcross. It's a whole nother team. So that team that lost to Eagles Landing in the state championship last year, that's not the same team. Now, I know Eagles Landing has some young kids that are playing much bigger roles now for them, but Coach Forks has a whole different slew of weapons to choose from this year. So I don't know. Should be a good game, better than last year's game.
He loves get you straight.
Yeah, Eagles Landing look good now. And Tri-Cities look great. Tri-Cities so aggressive, man. I like the way they play so hard.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet this year. Like I know the vast majority of that player personnel, but that's one of the teams I have not caught in person. I saw Eagles Landing play at least once. Trying to think. Pretty much, I guess I've seen all these boys teams. Norcross saw them play. Berkmore saw them play. 6A. Buford, I saw them play. Haven't seen Grovetown play. 5A. Haven't seen Tri-City. Saw Eagles Landing. 4A. Haven't seen Westover or Spencer in person this year. 3A, 2A. I just called those Final Four games. A Public. Haven't seen Warren County. A Private. I have not seen Kings Ridge. But I don't know. I just hope, usually I kind of like the Final Four more than the state championships. I don't know if you guys are the same way with that. It just, you get more, 4 games or 2 games. If you're just watching one side of it, you get more bang for your buck and it's exciting. Hey, we're punching our ticket to go to the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
State championships are great, of course, but for me, I like it more because I do, especially in like the 2As and 3As, you see Augusta versus Savannah or North Georgia versus Middle Georgia. You just get to see teams from all over the state. So I really do like Final Four weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes people say, that was the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get that a lot.
Yeah. So, all right, man. I think it's time to ride, man.
Yes, sir.
Cause I'm sleepy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the one today. I done logged a lot of miles myself this last couple of days, and I'm kind of tired. I got to drive to Alabama tomorrow.
You got a what?
Drive to Alabama.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta go and get some rest out, my bro.
What's that, Opelika? Ain't that what it's called? Opelika. Is that Opelika?
Opelika, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go up there.
Yeah.
Guy over there, go across the timeline real quick. You know what I'm talking about? That's time zone, isn't it?
That's Central Time Zone?
Oh.
I think so.
Yeah. It should be, yeah. We cross over. I think so. Mm-hmm.
That's like going through Albany? No, not Albany.
Columbus.
Yeah,
Columbus, yeah.
Columbus.
Phoenix City and all that.
Phoenix City, yeah.
Yeah, right there on the border.
Phoenix City always gets you if you ever played a tournament up there. You'd be like, is this Eastern time zone or is this?
Yeah, right. I could imagine. Yeah.
I think we lost Tat. He was having technical difficulties. Pookie said he was taking a picture for Cubby Lee. Hey, Tat, Pookie said you was taking a picture for Cubby Lee again.
Bro, I don't know. I just went out. I don't know. Tell what time to go. I just went out.
But yeah, man. But all good. So Kyle, you gonna be down here this week? Maybe we can catch up.
Yeah. I'll be around. Yep. Wednesday through Sunday.
Making it happen.
Making it happen and making.
So the 7A games, all of those are Saturday.
It should be Saturday, the last games of the day. Yeah.
What time they start doing today? Like 4?
It changed. I know like 2A girls, I want to say, is at like a 1:00 on Thursday. Wednesday, I haven't even looked. I should probably look that up, but it'll be around the same time. But then sometimes I have like the adapted sports on whichever day. That's usually like maybe a Friday or Saturday, and that lengthens it out. So we've had games start like 11 or 12 before, but I haven't even looked to see what the true schedule is. But I know a couple games are supposed to start around 1:00 at least.
All right, that's what it is. That's what that was.
But I ain't saying nothing.
What?
I don't know what's going on with that.
I ain't saying nothing.
What's that thing? What we talk about? He cheesing like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll figure out why he teased pretty.
I don't know what happened.
Ain't nothing happened, man.
Like a Cheshire.
But yeah. But Kyle, we appreciate it, man.
Cheshire cats.
Hey, I was looking for AJ at the camp today, man. I was disappointed not seeing him out there.
I had him in training today.
Ask about him. Where you at?
Good.
Yeah,
good.
I had him in training today. He had to do a little workdown today. Had a little training going on. So
Good.
Move his feet a little bit.
yeah, working on his ball handling today.
That's good. That's good.
AJ funny.
Yeah.
AJ talking to me like we the same age.
Yeah, he'll be at the game with me this week.
Cool. I got to dap that man up.
Oh yeah.
I'll put my Batman mask back on for him.
Oh, he like that.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kyle, we're gonna get you out of here, man. We appreciate you as always. Hopefully we'll run into you this weekend.
Hey, send me that photo. I know we took a great photo. That's a new profile pic right there now.
That's it right there. Hold on. Where is it?
When does the game start? It start Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days.
Now who's Wednesday?
Look at my man.
Yeah, I believe it. Hey. I'm gonna pull up that schedule for you real quick. I want to say it's 1A public and maybe like 3A on that first day, but let me check. Let's see. Yeah, first day is Wednesday. That's going to be 1A public and 4A, and that's 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5, and 7.
All right.
And Thursday is going to start. That'll be 2A and 5A, and that'll be 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. for 2A. Then a new thing this year is a co-ed 3-point contest will be at 5 p.m. And then 5A is going to go 5:30 and 7:30.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They've always had a 3-point contest?
And they started last year, didn't they?
Yeah, so last year was year 2 of the 3-point contest, and that was just girls. But now they added a new thing, a co-ed, a boy and a girl 3-point contest. So they're having a co-ed 3-point contest on Thursday, and this is all, this is what's changing up the schedule and lengthening the day. Co-ed 3-point contest on Thursday. Friday they had the girls 3-point contest, and then on Saturday they had the boys slam dunk contest.
Saturday.
I might have to go check out the 5, 8, 6, 8, and 7.
Yeah.
Freedom.
It's a dunk contest. I still got some eligibility. You think I can get in that 3-point contest?
Ooh, yeah.
Hopefully, the dunk contest is better than the NBA dunk contest.
Hey, I was a judge for the dunk contest last year, actually, for the GHSA dunk contest.
It was pretty good.
So the favorite did not win. The kid that won, he was just the one that pretty much made his dunks. Everyone else was going for something crazy and they couldn't get it. So like the kid that won, it wasn't like a crazy dunk, but he made all his dunks and everyone else was, they didn't make their dunks. It was okay. But
Are you a hard scorer?
yeah, I try not to give. I don't think I gave any 10s. I think they said like the lowest I could give was a 7. So
The lowest?
yeah.
Wow.
Keep that. That's inside information. Don't let people know I told you that. Don't let people know that your 1 is your 7. You get a 0, you're getting a 7. But no, I try. I don't know if I gave. I might have gave 1 10, but
Really?
yeah, I don't even know if I gave it 10. I got to dig up a photo. I got a photo of me.
It's hard to impress you. Then that's what you're telling us.
I'm trying to leave it open because if you give a 10 right off rip, then you set the bar so high.
Right.
So a 10 should be. If it goes according to plan, a 10 should be saved for like special occasions only. Like you have to like win the dunk contest on a 10. 9 should probably most of the time I would assume be like the best score you can get unless it's just an insane dunk.
So are they out there jumping over people and doing all this?
I don't think they did last year. I think they were able to have a prop as far as maybe, if I'm recalling correctly, someone throw the ball off the side of the backboard. I think they had a prop like that, but nothing crazy.
Oh, so
like,
they kind of identified, they gave rules then.
Yeah, I think there are some guidelines. You can't just do whatever you want out there or anything super crazy. I mean, maybe you can do. Maybe they're expanding because they're always looking to expand it and make it better. That's why they added the co-ed 3-point contest. They're trying to make it more of like an all-star game feel as well.
Right.
But there wasn't anything too crazy last year. No one brought out a Kia. No one jumped over a Kia car or anything like that. We didn't see that quite yet.
A small
Still tripping off KP saying he got high school eligibility.
I do.
Oh.
I redshirted my senior year.
That's what you were asking me about reclassing. Is that what you were asking about reclassing earlier today? You probably reclassed to get an extra year in there.
I don't know what he's trying to.
KP, the opposite.
My senior year, I got redshirted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me go ahead and save this year. Let me bag this year just in case I need it later.
Yeah.
All right, man, I'm getting delusional. Charles, don't ask me no more questions because
I didn't ask nothing. Man. I'm not.
Ain't no telling what answers are gonna come out, man. God.
KP just got off the road, people.
He's tired.
He's tired. So what he saying?
All right.
So since he struggles to close the show because of his him being so tired, I'm gonna help him out. Good folks, we glad that you guys tuned in. We got some great insight on high school basketball and where we're at. The stage is set. So
the stage is
set. So we got a few teams looking to finish the drill. So good luck to those teams. And our man Kyle Sandy will be in attendance, letting us know where everything is at. Mm-hmm. And hopefully he can enjoy some of the games as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed, please.
So, with that being said, Ted, you got anything?
Nah, man, appreciate you coming on, Kyle, man, joining us.
Thank you, guys.
As always, we support you 100%, everything that you're doing. So anything that we can do, just let us know.
You're the man. I appreciate you guys. Family over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, FO3, Kyle.
Oh, gotcha. F on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. Sorry, I haven't been in the huddle in a while.
We gonna work on that one. KP tired, man. Hey, KP, what you got, KP?
Hey, that, again, Shout out to Kyle, man. It was good seeing you today, brother.
Yes,
As
sir.
well as being up at the camp, man. Shout out to Jared Pro. Like I said, the whole pro movement putting on a camp for the middle schoolers. Shout out to Big Waste, seeing him in the building, and our guy Juke. So yeah, it's just a good day, good basketball day, man.
Definitely.
So again, we'd like to thank our sponsors. I know I'll jack this up. I jack it up every time. I said I was write this down. 619 Trading with Total Training, Hype South Skills Lab, Hype South Media. There you go. Appreciate it, KP. Braids by Bryant, KPP Designs. Who am I missing?
Happy Hydro.
Happy Hydro.
Shots by Cubby Lee.
Guys by Cubby Lee. Get my man Cubby Lee. Again, thank everybody for tuning in. If y'all need something, man, be sure to hit us up on social media. Peace.